Hello, everybody. It's Mike back once again with tip number 36 from our top 100 tips, tools, and life lessons from the Insight One Awakening Heart Seminar. We're going to keep moving around the heart chart here. And as I mentioned, and many of you will recall, that when we move out of our heart, we tend to go to two places, kind of getting up too much in the mental space or too much down into the emotions. And I'd like to explore what happens when we end up going kind of up to that mental space or up into the mind in a way that can be limiting. There's nothing negative about the mind, just like there's nothing negative about the emotions. But when we get too much out of balance in that space, what happens to us? We kind of get pulled out of our heart. We try to ask our mind to be leading our life. And one of the things we say about the mental level is the mind is a wonderful servant, but a lousy master. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a lousy master. Now that's very challenging for many of us because many of us are actually asking our minds to lead our life. And the mind was not designed to do that. It was meant to be a great servant to our heart's purpose. What happens when we go up into our mind and we get limiting in that space is what we call, I think I know. I already know. And what we tend to do is we tend to close down. We tend to kind of think that we already have the answer. And our point of view, our perspective, we can kind of move into that right-wrong dynamic that we talked about in terms of the games. So we think we already know. And since we think we already know, we're not open to new learning. We're not open to different perspectives. And we're not open to the opportunity to develop and keep growing as we go through life. So take a moment and notice in what situations in your life do you feel like you can show up as if you already know the answer. Because we sometimes say in Insight, knowing something intellectually is the booby prize. Because it's not about actually knowing a model or knowing words. It's about actually applying that and living it and experiencing it as you go through life. So take some time to kind of reflect on that and notice where some of the places are that you might tend to kind of ask your mind to be leading your life instead of inviting your mind to be a servant to your heart's purpose. Again, I want to say thank you for listening. Check out what's happening at Insight Boston at insightboston.org, what's happening globally at insightseminars.org, and certainly check out what's happening in your local Insight community. Have a great day.